Okay, I just wanted to go ahead and wrap this up and conclude it. I know I did go on and give you a lot of information, and it was kind of tangential. I just go with the flow of how it comes. But just to wrap it up, we were talking about this original article, which I will put the information up. Let's see if I can give you a little visual of this article. It's talking about ET abduction being just a dream, something that's accessible in dream state, and an illusion. Of course, we went ahead and explained why that is a distortion of the truth, but let me go ahead and show you the video or the website there. And you can see it's www.dailymail.co.uk, and this is under the science tab, and it's called Alien Abductions Are Just Dreams. Researchers train people to meet ETs in their sleep. Now that's an interesting title in itself. Alien abductions are just dreams is the first part, okay? And then it says, oh, researchers train people to meet ETs in their sleep. So it's kind of dualistic already, as you can see. Okay, and so we were explaining that the reason why saying that ETs are just an illusion of dreams is pointless is because our current 3D reality that we perceive is also a dream, an illusion. It's a Maya. It is not the true energetic matrix that lies behind it. When you experience an ayahuasca journey, for example, or certain things like that, you start to see the energetic field that's around you. And actually, I personally have seen it since I was a child. The photons that make up everything. And they're not spatial, like there's not one in front or behind the other. It's just a solid field of them everywhere. You know, they're right in front of you. No matter how far away you look, they're still right there. No matter how far your focus is, you know, you still see them as if they're right in front of you. So it's very interesting, this holographic experience. So, and the other thing is, the zombie project we were talking about with the 4 different effects of humans, what happens to them when scalar waves are put onto them? They were using these scalar waves to, as they thought, to implant thoughts, false perceptions or fake things. But the funny thing is, in a reality where everything is fake or everything is real, depending on how you want to look at it, it really doesn't, I mean, it matters slightly which way you look at it, but so putting in a fake reality inside a fake reality anyway really is not, it's not deceptive. It really isn't deceptive. What it's doing is just allowing you to see more possibilities that occurred in your reality, okay? Because when we get into quantum physics here, every possibility already exists. You already are everything. So if they introduce something to you, it's not introducing something to you that's a lie or fake, really. It's introducing another possibility. You know, for example, Nibiru coming in, or Atlantis. All these things, they're actually part of our past, if you want to call it. And everything is really part of your past. And the only aspects of future that is created is when you take the past, weave it together, and create a new decision based on that. That's what creates the now, or thinking about that creates the future. There really is only the now, and you're choosing, you know, from moments, and you've experienced it all. It's all you. So it's not like they're creating false, things that didn't happen or can't happen. You know, whenever they're telling people to go into these lucid dream states, like in this article, they're telling people how to get into the lucid dream state and how to vector ETs in that state. And they're trying to say that that's an illusion. But the truth of the matter is, you can't travel through space in 3D. You can't. It's too vast, and the current 3D form cannot handle the influx of energies coming in. You can only travel through space from a fourth dimension or above. From 0 point, when you travel from 0 point, you can go anywhere. When you're traveling from the fourth dimension, you're still sort of limited to 3-dimensional and 4th-dimensional realities. So you are vectoring ETs. You're just experiencing them in the 4th dimension. It's just like when you're in a dream and it can seem more real than reality. You know, it's like when you're a kid and you ever wonder, why can't I fly? Or, you know, why do these vegetables that are supposed to be good for me not taste as good as the sweets that are supposedly bad for me? Or why can't I manifest stuff out of the air? If you were a child, I know I asked these questions. You know, why are things so solid? So why would God create a reality like that? And the truth of the matter is, you can create anything. You are infinitely creative. But in order to harness that creativity appropriately in an harmonic way, we must experience it from a place of limitation first. It's just like, you know, you don't take your 2-year-old, give him a gun and a knife, and shove him out in the middle of the street. You know, that's basically, you know, why we were placed, why this, I don't want to say why we were placed here specifically, why this reality exists. Some people are coming into this reality that have already experienced this and are very advanced manifestors. And they came here to help harness, help bring down that information into this reality so that, because it's graduation time. I mean, we've come, because of these scalar waves, because the scalar waves have been introduced, which is actually the Ark of the Covenant. It's ancient technology. It is ancient technology which is literally there to create the shift, the awakening. But, you know, it has its consequences to it. You have to be responsible with it. It's like having a car. You know, there are consequences to using it incorrectly. You could die. You could die. You could kill somebody else. You know, it's the same type of thing. You know, and when a car came out, were we like, oh my God, we can't have these, people could die. You know, maybe some people did that. You know, and then we invented seatbelts and stuff. But the point is that this new technology, this new part of reality is not something to be feared. And we need to stop with all this separation. We need to stop with all this, you know, this person's not telling the truth, that person's not telling this, you know. The truth of the matter is all true. It's all true to a degree. You have to find the truth within it. You have to find the truth within. And any distortion is still a truth. It just has a little bit of, you know, it just has a little bit of waviness in it. You just have to hammer that out. So, bottom line is, do not discount what happens within you. The reason why I believe that the reason why the powers that be are letting this information trickle out, you know, with these articles like, you know, how they're able to create pictures. I just posted an article how they can take your brain waves and create an actual picture of what you're dreaming of. You know, that's old technology, but they're saying it's brand new. But the truth of the matter is, they've been using that technology in Project Montauk for, you know, since the 70s or before that. They have a chair that you can sit in, and you concentrate on something, and it will literally manifest that something in front of you. Very literally. And that was a dangerous experiment that they did. And it did work too well. So, you know, this is not new stuff, really. It's just newly coming out to you. And there's a reason. They want you to be in complete fear. They want you to think that there's no way you can trust your inner self because they're fucking with it, okay? Well, the deal is, it's like you can mess with it, but it's fail-safe. It has a fail-safe, you know? I mean, they think that the people that are doing negatively on purpose, they think they're doing negatively, but there's always a level of consciousness that's a step ahead of them because it's more unified, that really sees what they're doing is just catalyzing the perfect change, even though they are seeking to do it in a way that is controlling. I control you, you know. So it works out. It tends to get very confusing the closer you get to the truth if you're not harmonized at the core. You know, a lot of people are on the truth movement and they're searching for all this information, but they're so heavily divided within themselves that this information is literally going to drive them crazy because they don't understand. I mean, imagine finding out that, and maybe you're finding out that these black ops programs, and I'm telling you, they can, and they can create any feeling, any experience with frequency, and all they need to do is vector it to you. Now, that would be very traumatizing and very confusing if you had the separation that one thing is real and one thing is not real. You know, that's where the confusion comes in. You have to realize that everything is real in your reality, or everything is not real and you're experiencing this dream state. It doesn't, either one you pick, it's still viable for you to experience it properly. You know, personally, I tend to view the word real or fake, even in itself, as a moot point. You know, what is. You know, I mean, it exists. It may not exist right in front of me, but it exists somewhere. You know, and that's what quantum physics has proven. That's and I'm not, you know, when I say these sciences, the mainstream, they leave out big chunks. I tend to study things not written in textbooks. I study things that are written by scientists who are willing to go the extra mile and write their own book. And also, the main area of study is within myself. You know, since I was 7 years old, I was determined to understand the science of God, which came to be the science of consciousness, which was perfect because I started studying college-level psychology in high school. So all the pieces just fell together very, very easily for me. And I do have a 0-point energy device that I use. It doesn't have plugs or anything like that. It's completely naturally made, and it responds telepathically. It doesn't plug in. It doesn't have wires, antennas, cords, and all that. And it does help you to connect to your center. It clears your chakras and everything. And it when you use it, it's like you receive a download of information. You literally get a huge download of info. And it's not like when you get the download, you're automatically seeing all the information at once. It is a feeling that you get inside of you. You get this feeling of ultimate peace and ultimate connection. And when you are coming down from the meditation, when you're grounding yourself, it is after the grounding or during the grounding and the days ahead where the feeling that you receive, these intense amounts of energy and feeling, begin to unfold as thought processes, words, understandings, concepts in consciousness, and all that type of thing. So the download is an instant feeling that you receive. It's just a beautiful experience, colorful and profound, and then it takes some time in the days after for you to put words to that and to really understand what it means in a streaming thought process. Because really what you're getting a 5th dimensional download of emotion and heart, unified consciousness, and then that 5th dimensional download has to be processed in the CPU, which is the 4th dimension of mind time. So everything that exists is an archetype of the cycles of emotion, the spectrum of emotion. So, you know, reptilians and everything, the fall of Atlantis. It's all about separation and unifying. It's the one consciousness had to forget who it was in order to separate so that it could experience relationship. And we got to a point where we forgot the oneness. We forgot the oneness and turned our backs on ourselves. And that has created a cycle of trauma that has been processing out, you know, living out through the ages. Go sit and eat, sweet. So that's what we're playing out. I mean, it happens over and over again, you know. I mean, the separation, the story of Lucifer, you know, he thought he was separate from God. Whether, you know, it doesn't matter whether you think, oh, I'm better than or less than or whatever. Better than or less than doesn't matter. Any form of separation from the whole is a form of Luciferian thought process. It's a disease. It's a thought process. It's a disease. It's a self-separating process. So, I've gone on enough about this topic, and I hope people get a pretty firm grasp of what I'm saying. And I'll be doing more videos. This is my first one, so I had a lot to say in it. Hopefully I can narrow down on some of these topics so that I can get more refined in them. But here's a little bit. This was an expansive video for you. I'll be doing some refining videos as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't be too harsh on me. I had to deal with a lot of, kid stuff, and I kind of did this on the fly. So I love you guys. Infinite unconditional love and light to you. And honestly, it's not woo-ju hocus pocus mumbo jumbo. Unconditional love is the most powerful force in the entire consciousness, in the entire cosmos. And it is not, some puffy fluff. It's real. It is very strong, and it can change anything. It is what creates the synchronicities in your life that leads you down your divine path and gives you access to infinite knowledge, infinite peace, and infinite joy. But it is a process, and it comes with challenges. So, with that said, I love you guys again, and I hope you have a great day, and you'll be hearing more from me.